So how do you convey these skills? Again, I wouldn't suggest that you put, I have integrity. You have to show them you have integrity, and that's done via communication, via the information you put on your website, your Facebook profile, your LinkedIn profile, and how you respond to them. So how about sellers? The methods that they use to find a real estate agent, 38% are referrals. 26% use the agent previously to buy or sell a home. And then it drops way down. 5% at open house, 5% referred by an employer or relocation company, and it just drops down to a whole bunch of little bitty things. But the two most important things for a seller is a referral or someone that they've used before. But again, that number used before is low. 26% of sellers use the same agent they used before. 18% of buyers used the same agent they used before when they're a repeat buyer. There is a huge disconnect. I believe it's got to be the follow-up. Or you did a really lousy job in that first transaction and they would never use you again, except the survey results show the complete opposite. And I'll talk about those in a moment. The top 3 reasons for selling a home: relocation, home is too small, change in family situation, marriage, birth of a child, or divorce. Here's an interesting one. Again, this is a chart they have never shown before, or they haven't tracked. The number of times an asking price was reduced this past year. 40%, which I think is really high, said they had no price reduction. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen a whole lot more than 40% price reductions. 40% said they had no price reductions. They priced it right and let them fight, so they got it right the first time. What do you think? Denial. I'm thinking denial is involved.
Did they sell?
Yeah. These were people who sold. These are sellers who sold.
Sold in the last year.
Sold in the last year. 1 price reduction, 29%. 2 price reductions, 16%. 3 price reductions, 10% of the listings. 4 or more price reductions, 5% of the listings. Now I would agree that the 4 or more, if you can't get it right after the first couple of times, you're probably way off base. But I found it really interesting when I saw 40% said no price reductions. Because I don't think that's what you're seeing in practice. What are the incentives that are offered to attract buyers? 58% offered nothing. Absolutely nothing. They went on price, they went on condition. 18% offered closing costs. This one surprised me because I would have thought it was way higher. 15% offered home warranties. And I really thought home warranties were almost kind of a given. Most sellers you can talk into offering it because it is a great marketing piece to say, I've got a home warranty, we're already offering. 4% used a credit toward remodeling or repairs, and 2% offered something else like a flat screen TV, a car, something like that. But interestingly, in this market, 58% offered nothing other than here's the house, here's the price, here's the condition. So what do sellers want most from their real estate agent?
Sale.
They want most to help them, what they want their agents to do is to help them price their home competitively. They want them to help them sell the home within the specific time frame. They want the seller to market the home to buyers, because when you look at the for sale by owner stats, which I really didn't include this in here, most for sale by owners do nothing to market their home. I mean, it's interesting that for sale by owners want to do it on their own, but they do nothing to market their home. 9% of the sellers want the agent to find ways to fix up the home to sell it for more. Only 4% want you to help them with the negotiation and deal with the buyers. Do they not understand that is the most crucial thing that you do beyond pricing and getting the house in the right condition? That's the most important thing I think we bring to the table, is the fact that they're not dealing directly with the buyer, spilling their guts. I hear it all the time where the seller calls the buyer or the buyer calls the seller, and they're cutting these deals and they're giving the place away. But it's interesting, only 4% said that was what they wanted their agents to do. I guess they felt that that part they could do themselves. 3% wanted help with the paperwork, inspections, and preparing for closing. Again, another major part of what we do, the value that we bring to the transaction. Now, I feel part of this is the fact that we aren't conveying the importance and the fact of what we do. So much of what we do is behind the scenes. They don't see you making those phone calls to the other agent. They don't hear the conversation you have with the other agent when you're negotiating the property, when you're negotiating the inspections. They don't see you talking to the title company. They don't see any of the stuff that you do, which is so critical to the success of getting the property to closing. And 1% want you to help them find a house. 1%. Again, I contribute that to us not doing a good job conveying what we do best and the value that we bring. We need to do a better job of that. So the most important factors in choosing a real estate agent that the sellers use to choose: first, 36% choose based on reputation of agent, 23% because the agent is honest and trustworthy, 13% because of the knowledge of the neighborhood, 12% because they're a friend or family member. I see a great opportunity to get in between those friends and family members and show you're the expert with the knowledge and the experience, and they need to do business with a professional, not someone who happens to have a license as a member of their family. 5% because of a particular firm. 5% because, and this surprised me, because you're caring and a good listener. I thought that would have been way up on the scale. 1% because of the agent's commission. Folks, your commission isn't as important as you think it is to them, because they want to get the job done. But again, conveying what you do better will get the commission. 1% are the professional designations held by agent. And by the way, remember the designation that I have bestowed at least upon myself and several others who've applied for it. BMA?
Yes.
Well, yesterday Mike and I were talking and I've come up with a second one.
Okay.
An MBS.
Oh, yeah. MBS.
MBS. Because there are some people who are masters.
A buyer.
Well, it's kind of like my BMA. It's not as nice as you think it might be. Now, Mike guessed it right away. So, he figured it out.
He would.
He would. Well, it also related to the conversation we were having. But so now, when you look at the designations, and I think designations, the training, the education that you derive from getting a designation, it's awesome, priceless, provided you put it into place. But the bottom line is, sellers don't know what they mean, buyers don't know what they mean. They really don't care, because at the end of the day, they just want to get the job done, and they want it done the best way possible.